So this is Geometric Reasoning 2016 question 1B part 3. Part of the RAMP has extras, so have a look, read it, make sure you know what you're talking about. I'm just going to put in all the information and try and do it. So one thing we are told is that WS and PY are parallel, or well, that they're both horizontal, so obviously horizontal is parallel with other horizontals. So as soon as I've got that, as soon as I've put that in, I can see, well, I've got parallel lines here, so obviously that over there is going to be co-interior. So I know that PYS is equal to 180 degrees minus 174 degrees, and its co-interior angles are supplementary, and I know that WS is parallel to PY given. So remember, you need to say that they're parallel. So PYS is equal to 6 degrees. And if PYS is equal to 6 degrees, then SYT is equal to 180 degrees minus 6 minus 2 degrees. Sum angles on a line equals 180 degrees. So 180 minus 8 is 172 degrees. So this whole thing is 172 degrees. Now you see, when I put it in there, it suddenly makes sense. I can see my second C shape over there, or U shape. So I know that those two are going to be supplementary as well. So I know that X plus SYT, or X plus 172 degrees, equals 180 degrees. Co-interior angles are supplementary. And in this case, it's SK is parallel to YT. And I can carry on from there. 180 minus 172 is equal to 8 degrees. So X must be 8 degrees. And that is done quite nicely. So just putting your values in that you've been told and knowing what you're talking about can really make it a lot simpler. So looking at part 4, question 1B part 4, have a read, do it, and then look at this. So car parks look like the diagram below. We are told that IK and LD are both horizontals. Now, we don't know that if I did that line there, that'd be straight, but I do know that those two are parallel. So any line on here that would be horizontal would make those two a triangle. So if I extended this to any part over here, wherever this fitted into, this would be 2 degrees as well. Does that kind of make sense to you? Because they'd all be parallel to each other. So whether this line, KL, actually joins or doesn't join, because IK and LD are both perpendicular, or both horizontal, they are always going to be parallel to each other. So some triangle where LD meets this line over here, I'm going to put a Z over there because I haven't been given any other information about that. Where they meet, it's always going to be 2 degrees. So I know then that this angle here is also going to be 176, because sum of angles in a triangle would be 180 degrees. Now, if this is 176 degrees, then this is also going to be 176 degrees, vertically opposite angles. And if that's 176 and that's 176, these two lines must be parallel because they are in the corresponding position. And if the two angles are corresponding, that means those two lines must be parallel. So we just need to figure out how to write that down. So, where line LD meets ZJ. We'll make 2 degrees because IK is parallel to LD, and it would be corresponding angles. Yeah, because that'll be 2 degrees wherever it meets there. Therefore, ZFD, this angle here, must be 176 degrees. Some angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. And so, or therefore, CFG equals 176 degrees. Vertically, oppo angles are equal. CFG, this one here, equals EGJ, equals 176, but they are corresponding. Therefore, AB is parallel to CD, QED.